Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't. It isn't right. Don't. It isn't nice.
Lea Salonga has a special ability to just reach out and captivate an audience, and we've seen that around the world, whether it's on Broadway or the silver screen.
I sang for 2 Disney princesses, namely Princess Jasmine for the movie Aladdin and as Fa Mulan in the movie Mulan.
Sometimes you have to start small, climbing the time.
Lea really captured the world's attention when she originated the title role of Kim in Miss Saigon. She then went on to play both Fantine and Eponine in Les Miserables on Broadway.
When I was cast as Eponine on Broadway, On My Own became more than just a song. It became, for me, something very personal, pretty much just changed my life. Is there anything that I'm known for? As far as adults, they'll know me from the 10th and the 25th anniversary of Les Miserables, having played Eponine in the 10th and Fantine in the 25th.
In the world of theater, Miss Saigon, where she played the title role.
Little kids will probably know my voice more than they will anything else because I sang for 2 Disney princesses, namely Princess Jasmine for the movie Aladdin and as Fa Mulan in the movie Mulan. I have a 5-year-old daughter, and she's kind of hilarious because Mommy's not even her favorite Disney princess. Getting a Tony. What was it like getting a Tony? I remember being really excited about being nominated. My performance in Miss Saigon had, up until the Tonys, had gotten all the other Best Lead Actress in a Musical awards. It got the Outer Critics Circle, Drama Desk. But that said, Tony night came, there was always that thing in the back of my mind, and I'm thinking, it's not gonna happen. I don't know that I'm gonna get it. I heard my name, and my brother and I just totally jumped up out of our seats. It was something that had never happened, I think, to anybody from the Philippines. I've had all sorts of wonderful experiences, and life is good. I really can't ask for anything more. But my mind goes back to that very first audition, and it makes me wonder, if I hadn't sung that song, where would my life today be? You know, when I think about, what was that pivotal moment in your life where everything just became really clear, I guess that was one of the big days. I lived a very middle-class existence in the Philippines. I liked singing from when I was really young, but never really with the thought of it being a lifelong career. I went to a really good school growing up, and when I was 17, I was enrolled in university. I was a pre-med student, and thought that would pretty much comprise my life, and I thought that I had everything planned out, and that turned out not to be the case when I auditioned for Miss Saigon.
We have been all around the world to find Lea. We did London, New York, San Francisco, LA, Hawaii, and we finished in the Philippines to find the one who fits perfectly with the part.
We knew all along when we were writing the show that we may never find that rare bird because we're asking, too many things at once. And she had to be Asian, on top of everything.
Okay, there are these auditions for this new West End show, Miss Saigon, and what should I sing? Oh, it's going to be written by the same guys that wrote Les Mis, so you should sing a Les Mis song. On My Own from Les Mis probably would be the one song that pretty much just changed my life for the rest of it and for the better. That was the song that I decided to sing for my audition for Miss Saigon. It was the song that when I first heard it, I just burst into tears. I mean, I could have picked any song. I picked that song because I felt that it would represent my voice as closely as possible, resembling what they were looking for. So it was an audition tactic. I mean, I chose the song, and in choosing that, it just kind of started a ball that's just been rolling for the last 20 or so years. It kind of cemented that this was what I was meant to do. You know, and that song will just never really get old for me. It's pretty gosh darn beautiful.
When you meet somebody for the first time, it's all happening in the first 30 seconds. And when Lea walked into the room and she opened her mouth and she started to sing On My Own, in 30 seconds we knew that we have something there that we never find before.
At my audition for Miss Saigon, the only song that I had prepared was On My Own. But they asked me to sing another song. The first title that came to my mind was I Can Sing the Greatest Love of All by Whitney Houston. And then here's Claude Michel going, yes, darling, but you sing it like you. You sing it your way. Don't sing it like her. Like, okay. And so I'm like, under my breath, I'm just praying. It's like, dear God, please let this pianist know the song. Let him know what the song is. And as I was about to ask the pianist if he knew the piece, I noticed that there was some sheet music on top of the upright. And out of curiosity, I grabbed it and I looked at it, and it's like the greatest love of all. So I gave it to the pianist. Here, play this. And then I go back to the X, praying, please let it be in my key. Please let it be in my key. And once he started playing the intro, I knew, okay, this song is definitely in my key. So by some miracle, somebody had left behind sheet music for the greatest love of all, and it happened to be in my key. So I guess for the same reasons that On My Own, you know, changed my life, that one in a huge way really did.
With The Greatest Love of All, we had not looked at that song prior to getting together in the studio. And so when we first ran it down, it probably was as close to the collective memories of the versions that have preceded it. And I think it's always our desire and our interest to try to move beyond that and not be as predictable or as sort of replicating what had been done.
It doesn't have to be so big and bombastic at that point, you know?
Yeah, just start it there and, you know, and just see how it grows out.
All right, so should we give it a shot?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Do it.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, they can't take away my dignity.
Well, the one real thing that I can say that I've created, I mean, obviously with my husband, is my daughter, and that's something that no one else can claim.
You don't know love until you've had a child, and it just blows everything else out of the water. I mean, a love for a child, for your child, trumps it all. I think a part of it is that you see a reflection of yourself in that little human being, and it's the realization that, you know, you've passed something else on.
And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of
great home life, wonderful husband, a great daughter. So I guess what it is that makes me sing is just having a joyful heart and being happy. In a concert setting, I always get a little nervous because I think I know just full well from experience the stuff that can go wrong. An instrument string can break, lights can fall, I could trip, but I also put in my mind then that the only thing I can really control is myself.
The best part about Lea is her consistency, how she can just deliver 100% every time. All you have to do is do your part right, and then it's going to come out terrific.
Her phrasing, her intonation, her consistency and everything, it's just great every time.
Like a ship blown off its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a sea dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better, but because I knew you.
When I'm doing musical theater songs, I give a lot of importance to the words, and I try to figure out, okay, what does that mean? What is the context? And once I'm able to get at least a bigger picture of what the song is about, then I can kind of break it down as to, okay, what vocal inflection do I use on this word? Or what do I think about when this line comes along, or who do I think about? It's basically looking at each line and associating either a thought or a memory, something concrete that I can hold on to, so that when I do sing it, I'm able to tell some sort of story.
Like a sea dropped by a bird in the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better?
In a concert setting, I kind of have to take everything out of context and put on a performance that's right for it as a concert, because a theatrical musical theater performance, it tends to be way too theatrical for a concert. So I try to, dial things down a little bit in my head as far as the emotional intensity. It's a little bit different because the showcase really is more me as a person and my voice and what I can do with it.
I have been changed for
There's always a struggle, there's always a wall, there's always something. And for me, it was that one day when my agent sent me to an audition for a musical, and then 10 minutes later called right back and said, oh, they're not going to see you because you're Asian. I did end up sort of kind of getting revenge.